Iran's parliament, openly chanting "Death to America," just as they were voting to ban inspections of all military facilities in Iran. Zuhdi Jasser is with us. He's the president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. Zuhdi, this sounds to me like the kiss of death. You can't negotiate a nuclear deal with a country where the parliament is screaming "Death to America" and where they're saying, no, you can't inspect any of our military facilities. This is it, isn't it? It's over.
Oh, it has been over. I mean, how many signs do we need for America to realize that we've been had? And yet the Obama administration seems to think we're all under anesthesia and aren't taking the signals from. By the way, this is not a democracy. What the parliament says is what goes. This is an autocratic, unicameral theocracy of fascists that voted 199 to 14 to tell Foreign Minister Zarif that his deal is just nonsense. And by the way, the Islamic Supreme Leader also said something similar just a week ago, that there will be no military access, no security access. So how do we know whether they're abiding by the agreement? We're supposed to take it on faith? It's just absolute nonsense. We're being had.
If we're being had, do you think that Congress is going to object to the deal when Congress sees the deal?
Well, I hope they do. I mean, Senator Corker has been pretty clear that we need to have access anytime, anywhere to make sure that it's they're abiding by it. And meanwhile, Secretary Kerry is saying, oh, you know, they have to basically, we have to take his word for it that they don't have to come clean on what they've done. Why? The big story, by the way, Stuart, why this is not going to work, the Supreme Leader had a fatwa back in 2003 in which he said WMDs were un-Islamic. Unless he backs out on that, the reason they won't come clean is that'll prove, if they do come clean, that they've been liars and the whole thing is a charade.
Just after one more subject with you, Zuhdi. Another ISIS arrest, North Carolina, 19-year-old in custody, allegedly plotting a terrorist attack. Seems like we're getting this kind of event almost on a weekly basis. There's the young man who was taken into custody. But it seems like it's amateur hour. None of these people look like they could put together a professional hit job in America. Am I right?
Yeah, the Islamo-patriots, the Islamist fascism around the world is spreading like wildfire, like the Ebola virus. In the meantime, we have no antidote, no effort or strategy to counter that with trying to infiltrate the ideology of Muslims to say, you know, we want liberty, we want to advance freedom. The rebels that are fighting for freedom in Syria, by the way, backed away from our support. Why? Because we were making them sign this week in an agreement that they weren't going to take on Assad. So whose side are we on? It looks like Iran and Assad and the fascists of the region are driving our policy, and ISIS is spreading into our own backyard in all 50 states.
Do you get a lot of hostility with your point of view living in America?
You mean from non-Muslims or from the Muslim community?
From the Muslim community.
From the Muslim community, yeah, the Islamists who seem to dominate the voice of Muslims, absolutely, because they want the old guard, the Islamist mafia, to win. The liberty-minded Muslims really love what we do, but they're intimidated and they don't get support from the administration. So when they don't have platforms, they basically pat me on the back but stay behind and say, you know, the Islamists are going to beat you up, so we'll stay behind you, not with you.
All right, Zuhdi Jasser, always a welcome guest on the program. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being with us.
Thanks, Stuart. Appreciate it.
Then we got